Hey writers, thanks for checking out the replay of this Writerly Wednesday chat. Please feel free to share this with your friends and catch me live on Wednesday evenings around 6. Just wait for some people to pop on. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Hi, Dawn. Hello. Hi. Just giving some folks some time to join us. Hope everyone's week is going well. I can't put my phone down this time because I had to plug it in because it decided to be almost dead right when I was going to do this. Technology. Thank you, Dawn. Yes, feel free to share this experience with your friends by swiping to the left. Thank you, Martina. Cool, cool. You guys rock. All right, so I'll start speechifying so we can just get the show on the road. I am Megan. I'm a developmental editor and aspiring writing coach, passionate about helping writers refine their words, strengthen their skills, and tell the best possible version of their stories. Feel free to share the scope with your friends, which you guys did. You guys are fantastic. If you don't know how to do that, you swipe to the left. So tonight we are talking about red flags when looking into assisted self-publishing. So this is when you're looking to hire people to help you with self-publishing your book, but it's not hiring the individual freelancers. So any company that's offering a package to help you self-publish, this is what we're talking about. That's what's meant by assisted self-publishing. And it also sort of crosses over into something called vanity publishing, but that's a slightly different beast, and one that, from what I've read, should be avoided pretty much at all costs, because vanity publishers, since they're calling themselves publishers, want to take some of the credit for your work. They want to receive a percentage of royalties, a percentage of the profit, but they also want you to pay to publish the book. So it's kind of a lose-lose proposition. But we're talking about companies like iUniverse is one of them. I can't really. I think there's one called Girl Friday Media or something like that. But it's a company that has put together packages with the intention of helping authors self-publish, and they can get a little sticky. Because, I mean, on the one hand, it's really great to not have to worry about wrangling the freelancers and, sort of have a one-stop shop, if you will, to get your book taken care of. But you do run the risk of potentially being taken advantage of. So I did a little research and I came up with 10 things that if I was in that position, I would, go, and kind of give a second thought. So, first and foremost, if they ask you for a fee up front, I would pause there immediately and ask what the fee covers. It should absolutely, yeah, woo! It should absolutely, yeah, a pen would be a good idea. So your fee, if you're paying one, should absolutely cover the cost of the services that they're offering you. So if they're asking you for a fee and they tell you, oh, but editing's extra, that's not okay. That's a red flag right there. So your package, whatever you're paying for, should cover the services that they say you need. If they are telling you, oh, you also need cover design services, and that'll be an extra $1,000, please, thank you. That's not okay. So yeah, if they're asking you for an upfront fee, ask them what it's for. What do you get from paying them this fee? And then the next one was, if they ask you to pay a percentage of the retail price to get copies of your own book, that's not actually a cool thing for them to do. Commercial publishers do that because they fronted the cost for the entire production, the entire course of publication. A commercial publisher has taken on the burden, the risk of publishing the book, and therefore charges even the author. They give the author a discount basically on their own book, but you still would have to pay for it because you didn't put any money toward producing it. But if you've paid this company for their services, you've paid them to get your book edited, to get your book designed. You paid to publish it, which means you shouldn't have to pay again for more copies. So if they want to charge you a percentage of retail price for copies of your own book, that's another red flag. Another one, if you're working with a print-on-demand service, so that means exactly what it sounds like. They print your book when someone orders it. If you're working with one of those services, they're really popular right now because they don't require warehouse space and that kind of thing. There's no storage of books. If your package includes a required minimum number purchase at the beginning, if they want you to have a minimum number print run right out of the gate, that's a red flag if they're print on demand, because they're not paying to get that many copies, or they're not paying for copies at all. They're not storing them. It's print on demand. So watch out for that. Next thing, this is number 4. Get all my fingers in there so you can see 4. ISBNs. These come included with most of the packages. Most of the package deals include paying for and registering ISBNs for your book. But sneaky companies will try to give you ISBNs that are registered to them, which means that whenever that book is purchased, they get a percentage of the royalties. They get a percentage of the profits. So you want to make sure that the ISBNs that you're being provided are going to be registered to you, because it's your book. So you should be, and you're paying for publishing it, so you should be getting all the benefit from that. They're not risking anything by helping you to pay for services, which is basically the service that they're providing. They're the freelance wranglers. You're paying them for gathering the services that you need to self-publish your book and sort of shepherding it through the process. But you're paying them to do that. They're not taking on any of the risk of, if this book is successful or not. That's all on you again. So the ISBN needs to be registered to you so that you benefit from your hard work. All right. 5. Look at the quality of their books. Get samples. They should provide you with samples if you ask for them, of physical books as well as their ebooks. And that way you can look at what kind of quality they're putting out. You can look at the quality of the cover as far as the picture and how it looks on a shelf. Does it look like a quote regular book? Is it really professional looking? Does it look cheap? You can look at the paper that it's printed on. Is the paper thin and gonna get destroyed really easily, or is it nice paper? Does it look and feel like a legitimately published book? Because that's what you want. And then with the ebooks, you should also flip through them and see if they're easy to look through, if they're well designed, and then also be looking for leftover errors, because then you know whether or not the editors they hire are any good. Contracts. You should make sure that your agreement is at will and non-exclusive. And that is the only lawyer speak I know. But it basically means that you're not tied to them and they don't own your work. You aren't agreeing to work with them and only them. You are agreeing to work with them for now, for this purpose, and then after the fact, all the work is yours. This is so that if you do decide to traditionally publish later on, you are completely free to pursue that, because again, these people are not publishers. If they're trying to call themselves publishers, that's a bad deal. If someone comes to you and says, I'm a publisher, pay me to publish your book, walk away, because that person is not a publisher. Publishers do not make the authors pay for publishing. That's why publishers make money off of the books that they make, is because they take on the risk of paying for the process of publishing, and then they get to make money off of it. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about you shelling out dough to someone else to help you self-publish. Yeah, so you are at will, you are non-exclusive, they don't own your book, you do. And then you also want to make sure that you get to keep whatever you've paid for if you do decide to stop working with them. So sometimes they'll try to put clauses in there that say, you know, we get to keep the files for the cover art, we get to keep the files for the layout design, and we get to keep the ISBN if you decide to stop working with us. Well, no, because you paid them for it. That's not how that works. You've bought those things. They're yours. You should get to keep them and take them with you, even if you decide to no longer work with them. But where are we? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7. All right, you want to look for clear communication. You want to look for transparent and itemized pricing. You know, you don't want to look, if you're looking at a website and it says this package is $9.99, it's $999, and then it's lists some things, sort of vague, weird sounding things underneath it. And then there's also like a list of things it doesn't include. That sort of seems weird to me. It should be like, you know, it should be more like, you're going to pay us $600 for a developmental edit. And then we also think that you're going to need a round of copy editing, and that will be this many dollars. And then after that, you're going to need a layout designer and a cover designer, and that's going to be this many dollars. So that's the kind of price conversation I think you should want to be having. It should be a package that was built for you based on the needs of your book. And you want them to be able to talk to you about it with no problems. It shouldn't feel like a used car salesman. If it feels like that, you should probably just hightail it right out of there. And then also clear communication in the like actual communication sense. You know, are they easy to get a hold of? Are they responsive to your questions? You don't want to start working with someone who's going to blow you off just because they feel like it, or because, you know, they got your money and now just, you know, you'll have your book, hang on. You don't want anyone who's going to treat you like that. You want someone who's going to partner with you and care about your book and like get you through this process. And because it might be their 1000th time doing it, but this is your maybe first. And so, I mean, they should treat you like you're special. They should answer all your questions. So yeah, clear communication. And that sort of flows into my next red flag, is if it feels like it's a cookie cutter, like production line sort of thing happening, you know, insert your book here. That's not so good either. Like I said, they should be taking time to get to know you and your work. They should be, you know, offering you the services that you need, that your book will most benefit from. They should really be trying to help you as opposed to just get your money. If it feels like they just want you to pay them and let them do their thing and there will be a book at the end, that's a red flag. That's a major red flag, because the point isn't to have a book at the end, it's to have your book at the end. So yeah, no cookie cutters, no assembly lines. And then sort of the last 3 of these are all kind of mixed together. So no cookie cutter, no assembly line. They should be adding vision and value to your work because they have all the experience, hopefully. They have published many books, and so they should be able to hear your ideas and hear what you're saying and add to it with their own ideas and their own experience, that and not like trying to change your work at all, purely for the sake of making it better. Like, you know, oh yeah, we had an author with a similar story, you know, a couple years back. She tried this. Does any of that sound like something you'd like to try? You know, it worked out such and such a way. I think that this would be a really interesting thing to try for your book, kind of thing, you know? So if they're not offering you anything beyond, you know, copy, paste, print, there's your book, then these probably aren't the people that you want to work with. And then last but not least, number 10, track record and references. If they don't have a portfolio page on their website, and if they are not willing to put you in touch with former customers, they are hiding something and you need to get out of there. If people aren't willing to let their former customers speak for them, or, you know, provide examples of their work, then they probably are not super great. At the very least, they're shady. Yeah, run, exactly. Like I said, at the least, they're kind of shady. At the worst, they suck. So you should really, like, ask for a portfolio and ask them for references and really check them out. And I personally apply that to any freelancer. Like, if you're looking to hire me and you ask me for a test edit, I will give you a test edit. If you're looking to hire me and you ask if you can talk to one of my former clients, I will put you in touch with one of my former clients, because I know that I work my hiney off for the people that I am working with. And so I have every confidence that they will tell you not just good things, but thank you, Dawn. Not just good things, but also the important things. Oh, I love you too. Hi, welcome. So yeah, we can do a quick wrap up of the top 10 red flags you should be looking for. So question your upfront fees and make sure that you're getting what you need for the price that you're paying for them. Do not pay extra for services, because that just seems skeezy to me. Make sure that your fee covers the services that they're saying you need. Do not pay a percentage of retail for your own book. That's how traditional publishers do it, because they have paid for the price of production, but you are paying for production in that you are giving your money to this assisted self-publishing company in exchange for services. So you're paying to produce your book. You should not also be paying to have copies of it. If they require a minimum print run at the beginning and they are a print-on-demand service, that's not a thing. Print-on-demand means that they print when there's demand. So you should not be required to pay for a certain number of books up front, because they're not paying for a certain number of books up front either. So there's no point. ISBNs should always be registered to you. It is your book. You should be benefiting. You get the royalties. Book quality. Check out samples of the work put out by this company that you're looking to work with. Make sure that the paper quality is good, that the design is professional looking, and then also check for leftover editorial errors and stuff. You want to make sure that they put out a consistently good product, because that way you know that yours will look good. Contracts are at will and non-exclusive. You are not promising them that you will work with them and only them, and also you get to leave whenever you want. And when you leave, you get to keep the things that you paid for. So don't let them try to tell you that they get to keep the design files that you paid good money for. Clear communication. You want transparent and itemized pricing, as well as, you know, someone who is easy to reach and responsive to your questions. No cookie cutter or production line feel about the process. It should feel like they are trying to help you put out the best possible version of your own book, not just copy and pasting into this format that's worked for a while and then poof, there you go. Vision and value. They should be bringing their own expertise to the table and offering you ideas that will improve either the look of your book, the story, or the marketing, something. They should be offering you more value. If you're paying them to do something that you could really do yourself, I mean, there's a lot to it. So I don't blame anyone who's gone this route. There's so much to self-publishing your book. It's insane. But if you're paying someone to help you, they should be helping you. And they should be doing something in addition to what you could be doing. Sort of like how when I went into H&R Block to get my taxes done last year, and she just did exactly what I did on TurboTax and wanted me to pay $300 for it, and I was like, excuse you, no. And I went home and I just did it on TurboTax. So you don't want the H&R Block experience. You want someone who knows what they're doing. It was dumb. Heck no, indeed. So yeah, vision and value. And then you also want to check out their track record and ask for references. So you want to see a portfolio page, and you want to maybe talk to one or two of their customers to see whether or not, to find out what their experience was from them. Because, companies are going to spin it to make the sale, but real people will tell you what they thought. So talk to some real people. And yeah, so that's the spiel. If you have any questions, I am around on the internet. I am on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Whoa, my computer's back on. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as Why Not Blog. So why not exactly like this thing right here, WHYNOTT blog instead of edit. I don't know why I made this one edit, but I like it better. You can also email me at Megan, M-E-G-A-N, at thewhynotblog.com. I will respond to any questions, comments, concerns you may have regarding this topic and any other, really. You can also find me at my website, which is, surprise, thewhynotblog.com. And you can also, on my website and on my Instagram, and actually on my Facebook too, and on my Twitter, basically anywhere you can find me, you can find a link to sign up for my newsletter that I send out on Mondays that comes with a written recap of everything we've talked about tonight, as well as some tips, tricks, and prompts regarding writing, and also the occasional special offer regarding my editorial services. You also will get a link to this replay so that you can come back and watch my lovely face whenever you want. So yeah, I hope you will tell your friends about these scopes, trying to make them a thing. I have fun doing them. I hope you guys have fun watching them. So yeah, I will be around. Yay, I'm glad you like them, Dawn. Fantastic. Cool. Well, thank you. Thank you, Martina. All right, well, I am calling it, ladies. I gotta go do some more stuff. So, it's nice chatting with you. Good evening.